Dating rule 101, if it feels off, it's off. Stop moving forward. Stop passing go, collecting 200. No, put a halt. Big red button. Press the brakes because something's not right. Look, we all have intuition. We all have senses for a reason. And those senses are powered by our subconscious and the things that we piece together through our journey, our experiences in previous relationships, and what have you, right? So whenever you're noticing something that's not rubbing you right, something is not right. Address it. And see, there's multitudes of ways you address these things. Sometimes it's not always about the person you're dating is doing something that's really questionable. Sometimes there's some things that are unhealed within you that are in question as well, right? But you go through your vetting process. You don't just assume you're tripping and, oh no, I always do this when I go to date and I start messing up because I'm just bugging about something, right? And they didn't do anything wrong. Or you don't go guns blazing either, like, oh, I've seen this before. I know what this person's deal is, right? And then you go making rash decisions that might wind up self-sabotaging your circumstance. Either way, when you don't address whatever you're feeling, you're bound to self-sabotage your circumstance in one way or another. Because if it is some internal wound you haven't healed fully yet, then what that means is you're going to go through and press forward and say, stop tripping. Let me just get that out of my mind and let me just not mess this up. But it's going to be there because it's not being given the attention it's asking for, right? When you have feelings and emotions, right, they are sensations that your body's signal system to you to let you know that something is not sitting right with you calibration wise, and it needs your attention to be brought to a peace. So sometimes that is a past baggage wound that maybe you have not healed that needs you to go give it its attention to find out what it needs from you to bring it to a healed place to where it doesn't become a trigger for you anymore, it doesn't bother you or whatever. Or sometimes it's a signal that's there for a good reason because it's something you experienced before in the past. This person showing signs of it, and it needs you to go and have a conversation to address them about it. Ask questions on it, right? Go figure out what is that sensation telling you and what's it need from you. Does it need you to do something for yourself internally, or does it need you to go and have a certain conversation with the person you're dating to get clarity on something that you're seeing that's not sitting right with you? Either way, attack it head on and up front. See, as humans, we are not the greatest at being proactive towards our growth and things and going to go champion for stuff. It's not one of our strong suits. We're actually really good at finding a way to create a comfort zone and sitting in it. And we do our best work to actually go make a difference or change things or do something about a circumstance whenever we're uncomfortable enough, right? We're more motivated by pain than we ever are towards pleasure, right? You will do way more to move away from something painful than you will to proactively go to get something that is enjoyable for you. I mean, how many stories do we have of people making it big because they came from rags to riches? They were, living in the cardboard box, or, lights were turned off and they had nothing to eat. And so they went ahead and dug from the depths of their soul and made it, right? Those kind of situations. You will not be so motivated to go and just proactively attack an issue if it's not pressing for you enough. And this is why so many people let the sign go by, or they just ignore the thing that felt off because they really like the person. They really want it to work. They're tired of being alone. They just want to have someone. They're sick of, Netflix and chill nights by themselves on the couch and all that stuff. So they just go ahead and say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And they keep on moving. Don't do that to yourself. Be proactive about attacking issues head on. Face conflict. But here's the thing. Whenever we have something that doesn't feel good and we need to face it, just because it's conflict, because it's something that's in battle within yourself or in a circumstance, doesn't mean it has to be in a negative way that you confront that confrontation. See, we hear conflict and we think, uncomfortable, we think pain or anger or whatever. And yes, conflict can be an uncomfortable process no matter what sometimes. It doesn't have to be carried out in an uncomfortable way. See, we assume it's going to be that because very few people do the work at becoming healthy enough to have healthy communication, right? And conversations to where both people don't have to become triggered because they're hearing something that they don't like. Usually what happens is one person hears you say something to them that they feel is about them, that says that they're a bad person, and they get defensive and they want to fight back now. And it becomes this battle back and forth. And if you feel you have something that's valid to say and you think they're going to take it wrong, then now you're already antsy about saying it to them because you are expecting a negative outcome. So we shy away from facing that stuff because it doesn't feel good. But the more you learn to build the muscle to lean into the things that don't feel good so you can actually address things early on, you'll have way better results for a lifetime later. Let's get it.